Tax reform is moving quickly through Congress. A long-term solution to flood insurance clears a hurdle. And a new benefit is available to help keep you safe when meeting customers for the first time. These stories and more on The Voice for Real Estate. Hi, I'm Stephen Gasquet with the National Association of Realtors. Tax reform is coming down to the wire. The House has passed legislation that would dramatically change our nation's tax laws by reducing the mortgage interest and property tax deductions and making it harder for households to sell their homes without paying capital gains taxes. The Senate has introduced a bill too, and like the House, it would leave more middle-income homeowners with a higher tax bill. That's why dozens of realtors were in Washington last week. They went to Capitol Hill to talk one-on-one with members of Congress who will play a key role in whether the bills will pass and get sent to the president's desk for his signature.
We do support tax reform, but we don't support it on the back of the homeowner. And I think the essential impacts are going to affect everyone in one way or another. And from the perspective of the specific homeownership deductions and incentives, this process is really neutering the incentive for homeownership.
We brought some new understanding on the implications of the tax reform bill, some areas that maybe hadn't been completely considered, and gave some examples of how people are affected within our district on the changes that they're proposing.
I started coming out here 10 years ago in '08 when the market crashed, and they were talking about getting rid of MIDs, they were talking about getting rid of 30-year terms. There was so many things on the chopping block. This is the biggest and scariest thing I've seen since coming out here. People don't realize everything that happens up here in the House or on the Hill that affects their profession, affects their customers, their clients.
I'm hoping that the congressman will completely agree with us and try to get this bill back to the drawing table so where they can rewrite it or fix it so that it does no harm to people who would like to own houses.
Already, almost 200,000 realtors have sent letters to their members of Congress, and you can too at RealtorActionCenter.com. NAR's efforts to keep federal flood insurance available without interruption has cleared a major hurdle. The House last week passed the 21st Century Flood Reform Act, a bill that would keep the National Flood Insurance Program going for 5 years. It includes NAR-backed reforms, like matching premiums to flood risk, capping how much premiums can rise in a year, and making it easier for people to file an insurance claim. It would also make $1 billion available to help homeowners reduce their flood risk. And now it's up to the Senate. It has to act soon, though, because the program expires on December 8th. We'll keep you updated as action unfolds. Don't get into legal trouble if you have a team working with you in your real estate practice. Dozens of states and the federal government have laws on the books regulating how you supervise your team, how you pay them, and what they can and cannot do based on whether they hold a real estate license or not. NAR Senior Counsel Finley Maxson looks at these issues in the latest Window to the Law video.
Most legal issues faced by the team fall into two categories: license law and employment law. Team advertising is the top license law issue for teams and the main area of focus for regulators. A majority of states regulate team advertising through the use of existing advertising rules, but have updated those regulations in the last few years to make it clear where and how the broker's name should be displayed in all advertising.
NAR Legal Affairs has posted a checklist that you can use to make sure your team is structured in a way that keeps you in compliance with the law. Access that on NAR.Realtor. NAR released its latest existing home sales numbers, and these are for October. They show healthy housing markets around the country, with one big caveat: tax reform.
The only thing that could disrupt the recovery that we are seeing, again, housing supply we need, and I think it is trending slowly that way, but one thing that could disrupt the recovery is something that NAR has very intensely focused on over on the Hill, which is the tax reform that diminishes the incentive of home buying. But that could be a major wild card disruptor to the housing recovery that is taking place.
You can get all the details on the latest sales figures at the NAR research section of nar.realtor. And now, a big announcement about a new benefit you get for free as a member of NAR. The new benefit is from TrustStamp, a company that has designed a web tool to help you stay safe before you meet a new customer. Here's how it works. You send a text or an email to the new customer before you meet with them. In that email, they are asked to take a quick selfie and send that along with a picture of their driver's license or other government ID and a link to one of their social media pages. Within 2 minutes, you get back a safety report from TrustStamp. Here's the CEO of TrustStamp, Andrew Gawasak, talking about his company's service with NAR CEO Bob Goldberg.
So TrustStamp is an artificial intelligence company that's really focused on creating a biometrically authenticated digital identity. But for the real estate industry, that really means identity and trust so that agents can stay safe. It was found in the annual safety report that close to 40% of the members have experienced a situation where they feared for their own personal safety. And to date, unfortunately, they've had to rely on traditional background checks, which they're just too expensive. They're easy to fake if you have stolen or false credentials. And even if you're able to run one, you don't even know what the person looks like before you meet them at the home.
And you can learn more about this new NAR benefit at truststamp.re. And that's our show for the week of November 20th. You can get more on everything we talked about today at the Voice for Real Estate page on nar.realtor. Thank you for joining us. And everyone here at NAR wishes you and your family a happy Thanksgiving. We'll be back after the holiday. Be sure to join us then as we bring you the latest news on the Voice for Real Estate.
Brought to you by the National Association of Realtors, your advocate for housing and property rights in Washington, across America, and in your neighborhood. This is the Voice for Real Estate.